Freddy.
Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
We are publishing, a day late, a few hours late, depending on when my producer, editor, husband has time to edit this episode. I feel very bad because he's exhausted. He got off of a red eye. We let him sleep, and we canceled our Easter brunch plans, which we were fine with.
Totally fine. I kept thinking, can I eat more? A lot of eating.
Well, that's why.
But I do want to go to that place.
Well, that's
eventually.
So I've had a great week. Casey and my son Lennon were away, and wow, what a beautiful, perfect week I had. I did work. I took a course on AI. I accomplished it. I watched some TV. I slept. I did yoga. Did a lot of errands. And Felicia and I, yesterday, we hung out.
Right.
We went to the city, and we saw the Broadway show, and it was tremendous.
It was just easy peasy, 80 minutes, no interruption,
no intermission.
We were home, better yet, by 5:30.
It was so enjoyable. So I went in not knowing anything, not knowing the music. Felicia had been listening to the music.
Yes.
And Felicia said she loves the music. She loves the music. I was pleasantly so surprised. It's just the 6 women. There are no men in it. There's no orchestra. It's just
it's just like 4 girls.
It's a female band,
female
Casey.
band.
Drums, bass, guitar, piano. They're all on stage. And it's about the 6 women who were married to Henry VIII.
Right.
And they were either beheaded, divorced. One survived. It was just so fantastic. I would see it again. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Many people have seen it already.
Very enjoyable.
Came out in 2022.
was that when it came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I adored it.
Yeah. It was good. So, and those seats were really good.
Well,
considering.
Thanks to my friend Carly's mother, when we schmooze, and she tells me that there's a website that will give you really great seats, but the cost is double because the fee is basically double the cost and it goes to cancer research. So it's a tax write-off. So you're paying double the cost, but you're guaranteed great seats instead of paying a broker where the money just goes in their pocket. If you're interested and want to know what that website is called, hit me up and message me. So just so fantastic. I just thought it was great. And then we went to dinner, Fel.
Yes.
We had a day.
We came back. We came back to Long Island.
So Felicia's like, let's go to dinner in the city. And I was like, Casey, Felicia wanted to try Bond 45.
Yes.
Are you sleeping?
A little bit.
Okay, that's okay.
Oh.
I gotta accept the fact that you may snooze during this recording. And I'm okay with that. I'm going to accept it. I know you're exhausted.
It's you just accepting.
I've done a lot of meditating this week. A lot. Reading up on things. Oh, side note, talking about meditation and Buddhism.
Oh.
Casey, we're in Times Square.
Very interesting.
And
besides all the characters they have running around.
Felicia's like, oh my God, I haven't been to Times Square in so
really
long.
Freaking
now, I was just there a few weeks ago with Dr.
Wow.
Emily and her daughter. We were all there. And, lo and behold, it's the same old Times Square it's been forever.
I know, but it's so crowded.
It's always so crowded, Mom. It's been that way since I was an intern 25 years ago.
I understand that, but...
So, lo and behold, there are these men. They're like monks.
Buddhist monks.
Oh,
well, they look like Buddhist
monks. Did they give you the little thing?
They're walking around selling beads, which I was already wearing my beads from Mexico, from the yoga retreat.
It's a big thing, and then they want you to give them money.
So I thought they were selling the beads to make money. But I was like, I've never seen them before.
Ever.
Are they taking advantage of the White Lotus effect? And they're like, many of them are out there thinking that it'll be like they'll sell some jewelry. Casey, you've seen these men before?
Yes, I have.
So I'm curious. So Felicia was like, I bet you it's $30 for a bracelet. I was like, no way is it $30. And I'm regretting that I didn't go up to them.
Did they put it in your hand?
No.
That's the thing. They put it in your hand and then they...
No. They were like looking around as if you wanted to buy. But I should have approached, should have gotten a selfie, should have said, no, Papa, no. Next time. So, but lo and behold, she wanted to go to dinner in the city. And I was like, let's get out of here. Just fucking get out of Times Square.
Absolutely.
And we went back to my hood and we went to a great restaurant, James and Maine. I highly recommend it. The food was awesome. We know some people that work there. Great scene, great vibe. Had the best ricotta with a duck prosciutto. It was so good.
She's still dreaming about it.
It was amazing. Pears, candied duck
prosciutto.
Prosciutto, duck prosciutto. Give
Gabagool.
Gabagool. Anyway, Felicia, let's get into some news. Oh, Felicia, you have to give us an update about the garbage refuse.
Get that garbage out of here.
Felicia, you're garbage.
Oh, my God.
That's the news people are
Well,
concerned
since I
about.
put up that scathing, wasn't scathing, but with a picture of the cockroach, which really blew
Which I
everybody.
did post on my Instagram
Which
if you
was
hadn't seen it.
hysterical.
The letter with the cockroach.
I was truly obsessed. And let me tell you, nothing really bothers me. I let things go.
Nothing bothers her.
Seriously. Well, okay, but for the first time, but I was totally proactive about this. It got me crazy.
That is the first thing I've never seen you be proactive about anything.
Right.
That's
Because
the surprise.
It literally freaked me out.
You could have had a great career in politics.
Yeah, well,
You've never been proactive at anything.
anything. You're right.
Because you just don't care. You're right. You just said that. So,
yeah, but this made me crazy.
so what happened?
It's spotless. It's gorgeous.
Stop.
Whatever had to be done was done properly. They got the message. They followed.
See, when you want to make change in the world,
but you
have to do something.
But you have to put a picture up.
So you think it was the cockroach photo that made it?
In a heartbeat.
Because you see the image and then you're like, what is this letter? Like, then you read it.
Right.
But it's the picture of the cockroach that brings you in.
And it's colored. I mean, it's
You printed it in color.
Yes.
You were not wasting any time on this. You were
And
like, why would I waste
went-
my black and white ink?
Right. And I went to different
where did you-
stores,
wait.
Ace Hardware, and I saw the box. They were selling, how to get rid of cockroaches. And there was this perfect picture. I took a picture of the picture.
Oh, I thought you got a picture off the internet.
No, this was
You went to Ace Hardware,
I was
like on purpose looking for something?
Yes, and yet.
What were you looking for? Wait, what were you-
picture of a cockroach and or mice. But all the mice were cute and cuddly. Or I could have gotten Mickey
dying.
Mouse mice, which was out of the question.
But you were like, let me go to Ace Hardware just for a photo?
if they had it, I was, yeah.
You didn't like happen to be like, oh, I also need something.
No,
You went in,
nothing.
took a photo and left. Didn't buy anything.
Nothing.
Does your phone come with Google?
No, she had a specific. You didn't want to look on the internet.
No, because Karen did look on for me,
Oh.
and all there were like little black and white. They were not as
wasn't-
effective as the color.
Wow.
It was crazy.
I cannot wait to retire. I'll say it again.
So
Wow.
we printed it. Ellen, printed it out because my printer doesn't work. She printed it out, and I went upstairs and cut.
You just placed it on the
On the
front
door.
on the door.
front of
Is
the
it
door.
still there?
Oh yes. Yes.
So now
yes.
every time you throw out your garbage, you see it,
Yeah. Oh yes.
and someone's
Yes.
going to have to take it down eventually.
Nope. No. And
You're gonna leave it there?
and Ellen asked. She went to the office and said, "Listen, this is what we're doing. Is it okay?"
She asked permission.
Well, she didn't. She just didn't want.
It's
didn't
like,
have
here's
to
a
ask
courtesy.
permission.
Here's a
Yeah,
courtesy. We're letting you know we're putting this
doing
up.
this right, and without any. And they thought it was the funniest, best idea ever.
They're like, can we copy this letter?
Yes, yeah,
and
but it was
put
the letter
and-
in the picture.
Well, yeah, Val.
Yeah,
thanks
so-
to AI and your amazing
Yes,
brain.
Yeah. Well, no, my
You-
brain normally doesn't. It's not that creative.
But your brain was creative enough
Because
to
I
go
was-
to Ace Hardware. All right, well, keep us posted.
Right.
We are invested, and we're proud of you for making
being
changes, for being
proactive,
proactive.
yeah. Making
So,
changes. Anyway,
all right, so some Hollywood news. I don't know. I feel like this shit's been all over the internet. So Netflix renewed Temptation Island. I watched Temptation Island. I don't care about it, but I did watch it. And I don't know, Casey, did you hear? For those that can't get enough of Love Island, they're doing a spin-off of the last cast. And
what's that? What is
it's
that
called,
on?
It's going to be on Peacock. Love Island Beyond the Villa. It will follow season 6 Islanders around LA as they navigate new careers, which just means, them getting famous. It's kind of like Vanderpump Rules-ish. And that'll premiere in the summer. Did you hear about Alicia Silverstone is attached to star in and executive produce a follow-up to Clueless? That was big news this week on Peacock.
Is she going to be in it?
Yep. Star in an EP, a show, a follow-up to the 1995 hit.
So now she'll be a mother. She'll be the mother.
Maybe.
Well, she's not going to be the kid.
Right. She'll be, yeah, you're right. She'll probably be the
But
mom.
I would.
I'm not the biggest fan of her.
Not
Like
of her,
she,
but
she got,
that's
isn't she
cute.
like a weird, like hippie, like crazy?
Yeah, nothing terrible
She's a little,
out there.
I don't know, like pushing. She's got an agenda. I feel like that she was pushing
Maybe she,
about like raising children and all that stuff.
Hey,
but
her opinion.
Yeah, you're right. Did you hear that they're remaking The Bodyguard with the Eras Tour director? Eras Tour meaning Taylor Swift. What if Taylor Swift is in it?
You think she's in
What
it?
if she is going to be the Whitney Houston?
Maybe.
I mean, this is not a bad idea. And where did I get this information from? 2 10-year-old twins.
Oh,
They were like, we watched The Bodyguard and they're going to remake it with Taylor Swift. Now,
interesting.
and Beetlejuice 3 in development.
3?
3, because, it did really well, the sequel.
Wow.
Were you in the theaters with us when we saw that?
No.
We were. We saw it together. Netflix is developing. Now, I'm a fan of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. Now, she's the author who did Daisy Jones and the Six, and I
Yes.
love that
Yeah,
show.
we did love that show.
And she did Evelyn Hugo. Loved Evelyn Hugo. Waiting for that show to drop. She's got another, it was a 4-book series about all women. So there was Evelyn Hugo, there was Daisy Jones, and then one of them is Carrie Soto is back about a tennis player. That's going to become a show being executive produced by Serena Williams.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
It does make sense. And that'll be for Netflix. And in big news, James Marsden, who we know from Paradise,
Is back.
is going to be in season 2 of Your Friends and Neighbors.
Okay.
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 Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
Now, Casey, you're behind on Your Friends and Neighbors
As
I'm
am I.
halfway through the most recent episode.
because you fell asleep. And that's okay. You needed to sleep. That's
I
okay.
appreciate
important.
the green light on
Yeah.
sleep.
So that's a great segue into Uncircumcised Gems, what we watched this week. Mom, did you watch Your Friends and Neighbors?
I did not. I mean, I watched the first.
Mom,
it was
I know we know
I
you
know
watched
you
the
know,
first
but they
two.
don't know.
They do know because they
from
heard the
last week.
podcast last week.
Got it. For those who didn't listen last week, shut up, Marnie. God.
We're talking about
Jeez.
this week's episode.
I did not watch it.
I liked
Happy?
it.
No, I did not watch it.
Okay, Olivia Munn and Amanda Peet have a fun relationship, like fun scene in this. Like they're friends.
Then I will try to watch it when I go home.
Casey,
Yes.
what you saw, what did you think? I'm in. I mean, the fact that they greenlit season 2 already. Sorry, Kay, I interrupted you.
That's okay. I'm used to it. I kid. It was good. I'm enjoying what I've seen so far.
I like it. I like it. It was a good episode where they're having Amanda Pete's basketball husband.
Yes.
Has a party and Ham is like, I don't want to go. Why would I go? I don't want to go. And his bank financial dude is like, come. Everyone's going to be there. And just the scene of seeing all these men, just comparing.
That's where I left off.
Just rich white dudes. Just a lot of rich white dudes. What did you think of, and by the time this podcast is out, The Last of Us episode 2 will already have been watched.
Is that on tonight?
It's on tonight, right before the rehearsal. What did you think of The Last of Us?
I love it.
Okay, they fast forwarded years.
Yeah. I think it was 5 years.
5 years. Pedro.
Pedro.
They
I
made
love Pedro.
They made him look older.
Well, technically, 5 years.
I felt like
Running away from ghoulies.
I
was-
just-
It's a hard 5 years.
yes, very hard.
I don't know how I felt. I was like, oh, this again, fighting zombies. I don't know.
Well, that's
I
literally
know,
the
I
premise
know,
of the
It's not
show.
gonna
I
change.
know. I was like, do I really like this?
the relationships will change.
Well, this is what that episode was about.
Yes.
It was about the relationship with his now quote unquote quasi daughter.
or I like to say adopted daughter.
Yeah. And like she's like a teen.
She is
Well,
rebelling.
she's mad. He's keeping a secret from her. But she doesn't know that he's keeping a secret.
Do we know what
the
the secret
is that he stopped them basically like doing research. Like they were going to kill her. They were going to kill her.
Right.
Why-
Because her blood,
So why-
her blood type, there's something in her blood that
Well,
is-
why can't he just tell her the truth? Like, I stopped them from killing you. Why is he hiding the secret from her?
Well, that's why you're going to continue watching to find out.
Right, Kay? You caught that? Right.
What? I missed that.
That was last.
Whenever they did it.
And the girl who played her mother was the little girl from Growing Pains. Like the little girl in the Seaver family who they got later in life.
Oh my God.
Played-
I would. Oh yeah.
Played her mother.
Cute.
She was like the cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch of Growing Pains. Where they add them later because the ratings start to dip.
Yeah, they had another kid.
Wow.
But yes, so she's
Now I
giving
remember
birth.
that.
She gets bit when she gets birth, but he lied to her. So now she's doesn't want to talk to him. Leave me alone. Da da da.
She doesn't know he lied to her.
I know, but so what is this? Is this just teen angst?
Well, that's the question. Is it
Right?
teen- I mean,
Yeah, I mean, she's
The best part of that show, and I would watch an hour of Pedro Pascal in therapy.
doing anything.
In
Yes,
therapy
in
with
therapy.
Catherine O'Hara.
which was what a weird show for her to take. She normally does light comedies, doesn't she? I guess I'm used to her being
But-
other
but
things.
she's in the studio too.
he offed her husband.
So that's what we're going to find out.
There's resentment there. She also knows he's lying, so she's like, why are you, if you're not going to be honest, why are you here? And by the way, I'm going to be honest, and I'm mad that you killed my husband. But he was a zombie, so technically it wasn't her husband.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, it's like when he was in zombie mode, he killed him.
Then that's a pass.
All's fair.
I didn't catch it. That was, she said that? He was a zombie?
Yeah, you kind of put it together that like something happened in the last 5 years with their,
Okay. I like that she was like, let's have a drink. Like, first of all, if we were in that situation, I would obviously. She must be real busy because she's the only therapist.
She's
let
busy,
her drink.
But she's really busy if she's getting all these parts now.
Well,
no, I meant other shows. Good for her.
She needs to be in the White Lotus. She needs to be in White Lotus.
Perfect. Yes, casting perfect.
She is
does.
the next. There was Coolidge, Posey, O'Hara.
She'd be perfect.
She would be great. All right, putting that out there, Mike White.
Yeah.
Putting it out there. There's a show that dropped this weekend. I spoke about this on Netflix. I didn't speak about it, but I'm binging it. I will be done by the end of this day. Ransom Canyon on Netflix. I didn't know this, Mom. It's based on books. Did you know that?
Yes.
Let's discuss.
Okay.
It is a combination. It's like Friday Night Lights meets Taylor Sheridan meets like a little Dawson's Creek. Like I feel like I'm watching it. I feel like I'm 22 again. I could just sit back and watch good-looking, attractive cowboys without shirts on. Holy shit, Yancey Gray. Okay. Attractive people. They're drinking. They're listening to great soundtrack, great music. And there's some of it that is a little ridiculous. Okay. Like Minka Kelly's role, like she would really give up a seat playing piano in the New York City Philharmonic. Ridiculous. But I'm on episode 6 and I am in. It's like the family dynamics. There's 3 families are arguing probably for like land once again, right?
Always.
One of the families, Casey, the last name is Kirkland. Annie Kirkland.
So they're a bunch of landmen.
Annie Kirkland, I'm a fan of. Josh Duhamel plays Staten.
Staten.
Kirkland.
S-T-A-N-T-O-N.
It's S-T-A-T-E-N. And his brother is Davis. And they are brothers. Josh Duhamel's wife has passed away. Son has passed away. This is basically all in the first episode. And they're both in love with Quinn, played by Minka Kelly.
Right.
Okay. Who really has like she really plays, I feel like a one role situation here. She's always like a love interest. She sounds like this.
She looks good.
She looks great. She looks great. She's 44. She looks amazing.
I was about to say, she aged since her.
She's dating Dan Reynolds, who is the lead singer of Imagine Dragons, who is a very big Mormon. I'm like very big. He's 37. Jamal, 52.
Josh is 52.
He's 52.
Goodness.
No longer with Fergie. We know
right.
they have a child named Axel. He's now married to a girl named Audra Mary, who's 31. He slid into her DMs. She was a beauty pageant queen, and now they have a kid. Okay. And the world knows I'm watching the show because Instagram dropped me an ad for her profile where she stated that they filmed this in New Mexico, which is wild. Why didn't they just film it in Texas? It takes place in Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, does it really take place in Texas, or are they using New Mexico as Texas?
Well, they filmed it in New Mexico to pretend it to be Texas, but why didn't they just film it in Texas?
Maybe they didn't get the rights. Maybe maybe the tax
write-off.
The tax write-off is better.
I'm sure, but it's crazy that they're they're just no longer filming shows in LA. It's really sad.
Yeah.
So they moved with the baby to film, and I think he looks good, Jamal.
Oh, he looks.
He's great. He's great in this.
Yeah, he is.
So tell me. So I'm halfway through.
Okay.
What did you think?
I don't love it.
You're not watching it then. How many episodes did you do?
I think I watched. What was the first drop? 3 episodes.
Mom, they all dropped at once.
Then I only watched 3 episodes.
Okay.
And I keep thinking I'll go back to it, but other new things are coming up. I have to pick.
There's something about this that I really, really enjoy. But
why don't you tell, for those who don't know?
Oh, you told me.
Plays the older man.
You tell it because you realized it, not me.
Right.
One of the old men. There's 2 old men in the show. Dumal's father, and then another guy who owns
who's
like a cattle ranch.
Right.
Cap Fuller.
Right. He is
Brolin.
James Brolin, who was an old-time actor. I haven't seen him in a while, but he is married to Barbara Streisand.
Father of
James Brolin. No, Josh Brolin. Yes.
From Goonies.
Goonies and many other things.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in a lot of
things.
Yeah,
he old AF, but yeah, he's, you got to get an old guy to do these shows.
I give him Enormous credit. I still can't tell how he looks now because between the hair on his face and head and the hats, I haven't gotten a really good
All the
close-up.
men in this, most of the men have beards. And
Yes.
you know how I feel about a beard. I love it. I love it. And do you recognize the girl who's like the young girl? Like there's like high school, college girl named Lauren. Do you recognize
I do
what
not,
she
but
is
I
from?
know I know what you're talking about.
The
but
blonde girl was from Million Little Things.
I
Kyle
would've-
Chandler's daughter from Million Little Things. I love
would have
Million
not
Little Things.
recognized
Yeah.
that.
Did you
Okay.
watch Million Little Things?
I did, but I don't remember what it was about. Just clue me in. Give me a little.
Ron Livingston or Kyle Chandler? It was Kyle Chandler. He kills
It could
him.
be the-
He commits suicide, and the friends all try to like get over his.
Oh yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
It was
Wow,
Kyle Chandler.
I would have never recognized. I would have.
Yeah,
she's
she
grown
was
up a lot.
young. Well,
yeah, well,
she's good. I like that they didn't cast like the character, the daughter in Landman, who's like so ditzy and like so pretty. Like she's
well, that's
just
the part she played.
I know, but this could still like blonde Texas cheerleader. You know, could have went that way.
And her father was the sheriff.
Yes, her father's the sheriff.
Right.
I recommend this show if you like that One Tree Hill, Dawson's, Friday Night Lights. I don't know. It's nowhere near. Dan Brown would be mad at me for saying Friday Night Lights. I meant just like the Texas football of it all. Like it's not as good as like a Friday Night Lights, but there's something that's kind of just enjoyable. Like it's just a good, Easter weekend show. I mean, it was better than The Valley. Let's talk about The Valley.
You talk about the Valley.
Casey, you didn't watch The Valley, did you?
I did not.
The ridiculousness of the Valley.
So The Valley premiered this week, and who's calling? Ellen, give me the phone. Give me the phone. Give me the phone. Give me the phone. God.
Speaker.
Ellen, we're recording the podcast.
Oh, have fun. Enjoy.
Well, I just want to know what you thought about the letter with the cockroach. Is it working?
I believe it is. It was hilarious. And I actually had a neighbor who thanked me for doing it.
Did you give credit to Felicia?
Of course. I'm not taking credit for that.
Oh, you're on the podcast, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yes. I of course gave credit to Felicia because she was the mastermind behind our little episode.
I'm really happy that you guys have each other. All right, we'll call you back, Ellen. Love you.
Have fun. Enjoy. Love you too, Marnie. Bye.
Bye. I have to pick up Ellen. Okay. So sorry. The Valley. The one thing we learned was Jax Taylor is
fucked up.
He's like a wife beater. Like
Oh.
it came out that he like threw a table at her. Like it was bad. It just reminded you of how much of a piece of shit he really, really is. I'm gonna continue watching it.
Do you think that he knew this was going to come out in the show, and that's why he's been doing all this public like self treatment and yada yada?
In the show, during the show, he goes to rehab. Like he's crying. He's like, I need help. So I mean, like the fucking guy's a kid. Like he's such an asshole. He really is. And you know what, Jax? I'm glad you blocked me. I'm really glad you blocked me, Jax Taylor. Look who's on top now, Jax.
He thinks about that every day.
He thinks about all the people he blocked. But The Valley is really the only show on Bravo. I mean, look, there's still Summer House, Beverly Hills ended. That finale happened. There's not so much on Bravo right now that I'm watching, but The Valley delivers. It's just delivering, Brittany is, it's crazy to think back to Brittany. Like she literally went on Vanderpump like to become famous. Like she came from the South. She moved to LA. She got on the show and
there you are.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What'd you guys think of Handmaids this week?
I think they're setting something up.
I feel like they've been setting something up for 6 fucking years.
I'm getting okay. So I did watch this last night or this morning. I don't even remember the last the one that came, that was shown. I got to tell you, boring.
In the end, though, the conversation with the conversation at the end did kind of fire you up because like it was everything I said last week about.
Do you mean
why
like
don't they just
June?
leave? Why don't they just go back to Alaska? They're out again. Why are they doing this?
Are you talking about the conversation between June and her husband?
It reminds me of Breaking Bad in that way, where like there were several times Walter White could have been out.
You're right. You're right.
But then like they made it
They
clear
keep
that
pulling
they're
me back.
They're obsessed. They have to get their daughter back, and like you think about it, like worst comes to worst, this baby is going to be in good hands with the grandma.
Right.
They're setting it all up so that like they know that the other baby's safe. They just got to get in there and like as much as they try to pretend that they're okay with everything and they're going to move on, they want to take down
Gilead.
They want to take down Gilead.
Get Hannah out. I'm glad it's ending.
I made it more believable hearing their conversation together. Whereas before,
it was like
finally
they had a heart to heart.
They had a heart to heart, and I think that this is kind of lining it all up for the final showdown.
What I did like, and I wrote this down. It's like, are they trying to make Bradley Whitford, even though he's like in this world, like they try to sometimes make him like the good guy.
Right? Which
like
he's
reading
down.
He has a conscience.
He's reading the book to the daughter that's not his.
Right.
And then I like that
when he was in let's call it what the Jezebels, which is what it is, a brothel. Right.
But then they flash to him reading the book, and they take his voiceover and they put it over the credits of the book. Did you catch that?
No,
it was nice. You shut it off immediately. Casey, you caught it.
I caught that.
I'm kind of over it because it's getting boring. Unless things in the next few perk up, I will watch it only because I want to see how it ends.
Handmaid's needs to end now. Last night at dinner, Grammy dropped. You watched 2 movies this week. It's so crazy to me, Mom. You're like, I don't have time. I gotta watch my Korean shit.
No. Because
and then she puts on a fucking movie called. Let me just tell you. She goes, I don't remember what it was, but it was a Christmas movie with the girl from Game of Thrones. So then I was like, let me find out. It's called Last Christmas.
Last Christmas.
Which I wanted to watch when it first came out, which is about a few years ago, and I obviously never got to
watch the Christmas movie this week
because it's a quick watch,
and it's with Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones
and Henry Golding, who is Asian.
Who is Henry? Oh, it's because he's Asian. That's why it was in your algorithm. What was the Last Christmas movie about?
You don't know it. You don't obviously know it in the beginning, and then I don't want to give it away for those.
You don't want to give it away for anybody watching Christmas movies in April.
It was sweet.
It was a good lead into Easter.
Bittersweet. It was bittersweet. But I did want to watch it when it came out a few years ago. Never got to have a chance. And now it came, I want to see if that's number 1 now on Netflix, which, I think all of that is bullshit.
It's not bullshit,
I don't
Felicia.
care. I don't care.
It's number 1 on Netflix right now?
No.
Well, no, not that one.
Not
that one.
Ransom Canyon is number 1, and number 2 is Black Mirror. Mom, the next film that she watched that I did see in my algorithm, and I watched a trailer.
She watched It's a Wonderful Life.
She watched a Mexican movie.
Feliz Navidad.
Well, give him the name.
The Dad Quest. In fact, if you're watching what I'm watching, you're getting this in your algorithm. And it looks sweet, but I was like, I don't want to watch a movie that's not English.
No, they spoke English.
I thought it was Spanish.
Well, but they spoke, you know what?
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Stop it. But it's basically about a kid finding his dad. What was the story?
No,
do you remember?
Oh, God.
Mom.
But it was a sweet movie. It was a dad who he thought it was the dad, then he realized he's not.
Oh, he thought it was his dad.
Yeah, but he's not. He's not. But he helps the kid locate the guy they think is his dad, not a great dad. And the dad who's not his dad said, I'll remain the dad.
Just in time for Father's Day. I am dead that you don't remember if it was all in Spanish. I'm telling you the trailer was in Spanish.
I don't remember.
You keep drinking that Cosmo.
No.
It's 4:00 still there.
That's not why I don't remember. These things go right over my head. And it was just a sweet watch.
I respect it.
It was a quick, sweet watch.
Right. So I think Ransom Canyon, right. Maybe it's not so sweet. There's some, fights, bar fights and drinking
That's
beers.
That's not the issue.
No.
I like a quick movie.
Right.
When
you want an hour and a half. Like 6 on Broadway.
Quick. Because otherwise, if I like the show, then I become obsessed and have to finish the whole thing. If it's episodes.
That's usually how it works.
I know, but I end up wanting to watch, binge watch, but my life is falling apart because I keep binge watching.
Your
stuff.
life is falling apart.
Apart.
Her life is falling apart because people aren't putting in the garbage in the right place.
Right. It's just that I get involved with. I want to have a lot. I'm trying.
But summer's
Summer. The summer's coming. I want to spend my time at the pool, not home watching TV. I'm going to miss my life.
You're not going to miss your life.
Yes, I am.
No, this is very important.
Yes.
We're going to make sure, Casey, that Felicia hits all of her. Today, we're going to get you out for your Rummy Cube game.
Thank you.
Love it.
Yes. I already called the girl, the girl who contacted me, and I said, listen, I'll be there. If not at 3, 10,
you tell them what you're doing. You're like, I'm recording a podcast.
They know. I said, they gave me the address where this particular person lives because I've never been to her house. When the clubhouse is closed today.
Oh, because it's Easter.
Normally we would normally we would just meet at the clubhouse. But this girl has one of those big ass houses.
Here we go.
Wait, she has one of those big houses.
Oh my
You know
God.
the big one.
Yes.
I've never seen. I'm dying to go there.
She's
Anyway.
not. She's not in an apartment in Country Point.
Right,
She's getting a
right,
real
right.
house. So Felicia, can you go in and like secretly like take a video tour and send it to me?
I don't know.
I'm not asking you to post
don't
it.
know.
I won't put it
I
on
don't know.
social, but I would
Right.
love to see it as well.
I hear it's
So
fabulous.
let me ask you this: who is allowed to know you have a podcast in Plainview, and who is not? Like, what's the line that you?
I little
I'm
by
dying.
little, I am telling people.
You
But
should. I
because
think
now we're at-
our
it's been
ratings
more-
will spike.
It's more than a year. Like,
Right.
no, I don't think the ratings will spike because these people don't know how to get podcasts.
Right.
They can listen on
anybody I talk
YouTube.
about, they all go,
Just tell them to
"What
look on
podcast?
YouTube."
Where is that? And I have to show it to them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
When do we put it on the message boards for Country Point?
Never.
When do we
Never.
put it on that Facebook page?
No, when do we put up? We type out a letter.
We're gonna have ChatGPT write out a promo letter for it.
I don't know that many.
We're gonna
I know-
put
I
it
know
in
you think
every
I know a lot of-
garbage chute in Plainview.
Did you watch anything else this week besides? Oh, let's give. We didn't give you a K minute last week. Oh, she's getting her phone.
well,
right.
Because we do have a special guest today. But before we bring in our special guest, who is standing by the way, for our correspondent and your fans, Felicia, give the woman a Korean minute.
all right, my Korean minute. Okay, new show came out on Netflix called Resident Playbook. I only watched 1 or 2 episodes and had a following. Then
What
a
do you
new
mean it had a following?
No, they had a following because they had done 2 or 3 other shows over the past few years, which were terrific, and I love them. So I'm giving this a chance. Anyway, something else called Heavenly Ever After, and I think that's on Netflix. Just dropped the other day, so I've only watched 1 or 2 episodes. That I'm not quite sure about. You have to give it a chance. The next one is Haunted Palace. You've watched so much. No, but I've only watched it because they only drop 1 or 2 episodes when it first starts, especially sometimes on Viki. And something else called Crushology. They give it the silliest name. And that's on Viki. It's just, I know, it's so silly. Sorry.
I have water in my mouth. I'm going to spit out. I'm not laughing because of the names. I'm laughing because you're like, I don't have time to watch anything. And every 2 seconds you come up with another goddamn show.
Wait, no. And then there's another one called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. That's the problem. Hio's Diet.
What's it called?
I'm sorry. It's called Hio's Diner. And that's on Viki. But I can't.
Hold on. Can you spell it? Like Hios? Like,
no,
like the name? Like,
wait,
like instead of Grey's Anatomy, it's somebody's diner?
HEO apostrophe S. But
H-E-O
in
apostrophe
Korean,
S.
it's pronounced probably differently. And
Right,
I'm-
like Ho's Diner.
could be. and I, so
Well, you watched, so you haven't watched full seasons. These are just episodes.
that have just dropped.
And do they drop? Now let me ask you this: do they do like what they're doing with Handmaids, where one a week will come out? Because that's doable.
yes.
Versus
this could be one on Friday, one on Saturday, or one on, so it's 2 maybe. Let's
What's
say
your
per-
favorite? You just
I have
dropped 4 shows.
I have no favorites
No,
yet.
5 shows.
because I haven't finished. And sometimes the first or second episode is like, oh, should I finish that? And there's so many more that I
I
didn't
think
even put down.
Crushology sounds fun.
That's it is fun.
do you recognize are some of these actors like you've seen before?
I have seen
all of them.
a lot of them. Yes.
What's the Resident Playbook about? That sounds kind of cool.
What do you think?
A hospital.
Residents
Wait.
starting out.
Oh, okay. I feel like I've seen this on Netflix.
Yes.
This is on my algorithm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on her algorithm because when I watch on Marni's and Casey's TV,
No, you have your own profile.
I know, but
though.
somehow it comes out on yours also.
Yeah. Wow,
And they
Resident
just laugh.
Playbook.
And then Lennon's goes, oh, Grammy's here. She's watching her Korean shows.
Wait, did you watch? I haven't started. Look, I love a medical show, but after the pit, nothing's good. So, did you watch The Pulse?
I started it. Yes.
Okay.
I probably got through 2 episodes.
My neighbor, not the one that we can't talk about, my other neighbor, Nicole, who listens to the pod, not to Nicole, is watching The Pulse. And
does
I
she?
think she's liking it.
Yeah, I'm not that I don't like it.
I don't know anybody that's watching it.
Well, yeah, apparently me. And I keep saying I will get, because there's so many shows that are, each month new shows drop.
I just don't know how you're going to have a summer.
You're right. That's going to be a problem.
Your K-dramas may have to take a step. I don't know.
I don't know. It makes
You
me,
could I don't know, watch a show in the morning, take a walk. We need to make a fitness, wellness, TV viewing, pool content
well, I do
routine for you.
My plan for this summer, and I've said it to my friends, Karen and Ellen,
okay.
that I want to do swim aerobics, swimming, whatever.
You want to do water aerobics?
Water aerobics, yes. Which
I love.
Because when I was at Karen's in Florida,
My people go.
they had it at her pool.
I do water aerobics wherever I go. I could do water
but
aerobics.
I watched it and I said to Karen, wow, that kind of looks fun.
You could do it. What time is water aerobics?
Well, it's usually in the morning.
do you think maybe one day this summer I could come?
Yeah, sure.
You know who'd be really good at teaching water aerobics? Me. That'd be so fun.
Okay. You'd be
Like
fun.
our community pool, I used to go with my neighbor Lauren.
Right.
She'd be like, "You'd be so good at teaching
you-
this."
you would.
I would be so fun.
You would.
Love me some water aerobics. Remember we used to do it at beaches? We did it at beaches. At
Did we?
Yes. Casey, remember?
Maybe you did
I
it.
do remember.
Yeah. Wow, Felicia.
up. Anyway.
Shut up.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No. Did you watch? You didn't. So number 2 on Netflix is Black Mirror.
Which I don't watch.
I know. I watched last night the episode. It's episode 5 with Paul Giamatti. It's called The Eulogy. Casey, did you download it and take my advice?
I've only seen episode 1, which was actually really good.
Episode 1 was with Rashida Jones and Chris Dowd. You know who that is, right, Mom?
Yes, totally.
This was wild, okay? She's a teacher. Remember, every episode is just like a
Different,
movie.
yeah.
This is why I think you might like Black Mirror, because it's quick. 1 hour, you're done.
Well, and I agree with you. However, when I watched when it was first,
I know, maybe
I
it's
could
changed.
not understand what was going on,
It's
and I
kind
just
of like
got
a glimpse
frustrated.
of what technology could do.
Yes.
So
and
in
because
this,
I don't know what technology could, I'm confused in my car, in my own car, which I have a new car, and everything is, like all. And I went, I have no idea what this means.
so Rashida Jones is married to Chris Dowd, and they're trying to have a baby, whatever. She's a teacher. She gets really bad headaches, and she ends up like having a seizure, and they're like, she's basically going to be dead. Or there's this new
experimental
program, and it's Tracy Ellis Ross who
Oh,
comes in
I
as
like her.
like the marketing saleswoman. And it's what's it called, Casey?
I forget, but basically she's like, look, your wife is brain dead, but we have this new technology. We'll have her online. We'll download all of her old memories and her consciousness, and she'll be in the cloud. She'll be, living a normal life, but all of her brain activity is going to come from the cloud.
Like a storage, like a
Got
server.
Got it.
But there's a subscription,
But there's a
course there is.
subscription.
and you have to pay for
And
it.
they're very broke, so they go with
sad.
the basic plan, and next thing you know, she starts reciting ads.
Like when it's wild. It's literally.
It is so now.
That's why these shows are they're crazy.
Right.
And her life ends up becoming awful because they're relying on the subscription plan and, upgrade.
But the premium plan, you can dial in your mood. You can enhance things and
it got up to be like $800 a month. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was a good episode. And then there's another episode that I recommend. So it's with Paul Giamatti. It's called Eulogy. And the idea is somebody died and this company called Eulogy contacted him and was like, do you have any memories of this person? And he's like, I don't remember this person. And then they gave the maiden name. Oh, yeah. Like you could tell maybe it was like an ex. And they're like, we're going to send you a kit. We're going to make it really easy for you to try to bring back your memories. And
He ends up falling in love with her, right?
well, she's dead.
I understand
No,
that.
he doesn't end up falling in love with her.
Thank God.
He attaches a little chip to his brain he's like, I don't really remember the memories. It took place in the 80s, so it's hard for
It's
him
like
to really
me
remember.
trying to remember
right?
a
So
boyfriend
imagine
I had
exactly,
in
but they were,
junior high
but they
school or high
dated
school.
for 3 years.
I get
and
that.
he was in love with her.
Okay.
But he tries to take back at old pictures, and it was actually this episode was kind of sad. It was moving. I highly recommend that episode 1 and episode 5 of Black Mirror. Those are my 2 favorite. With that said, did you watch any of the documentary that I mentioned last week called Bad Influence?
No. Which one was that?
That's
Just
the
give me-
one about
Influencers?
kid influencers.
Yeah, I started it.
Well, we have a special guest today, Sadie Gubenko, who was in a squad and did perform with Piper, the girl that documentary was about. And I am going to get her on. So we are joined by the famous Jessica and her daughter, Sadie Gubenko. I've mentioned them many times on the podcast because we go to Florida, we visit them. And Sadie, I think your future will somewhere be on a stage, you will people will know your name.
Thank you.
And I could say, I knew you when, and you were on the famous podcast. Hi, Felicia. But let's get down to it, Mom. We're talking about the documentary, Bad Influence. Now, Sadie, I really want to hear from you because not only you watched the documentary, but can you just tell me your background and like how I was trying to explain to Felicia and my audience, you've been in a squad before. It was not Piper's squad, but what kind of squad? How does this work?
So like Piper Raquel's squad is completely different from the squad that I filmed with called the Rock Squad. My experience was like way different from what they portrayed on the documentary. Like for me,
I just want to cut you off for 1 sec. Piper used to film with the Rock Squad.
Yes, Piper used to film with the Rock Squad, so there were connections there, which is when the documentary came out. I was like, oh God.
And then Eliana and Jensen
used to
still film with the Rock Squad. Like still have sold them off because Jensen's not with the squad anymore.
He isn't. So I mean, I've never met them personally, but I know of recent videos that they have posted with them together. And like for me, it was a lot of like working. Like you were always filming, always on camera. It was just always on camera. You were never off camera.
So is this a thing? Like, so there's many squads, let's say on YouTube. Can you kind of explain that? Okay.
So there's different groups of kids, and obviously it's the entertainment industry. So their purpose to be on there is to entertain mostly kids because they're squads and they like doing challenges and pranks and things like that. And like, I know because my little sister, I see her watching it all the time. She finds it like entertaining. And then these other squads, what they do is they collab with each other. And that makes people from both audiences want to come together and watch, which makes more money, which makes more views, which makes more followers, more likes, more everything.
Did you realize that before the documentary, or did the documentary kind of help explain that to you? You knew that.
I know, we knew that.
So we did know, but the documentary, like after watching it, just really helped putting everything into perspective more.
What was it like knowing like you've been part of a squad before and like what it could do to these kids and how like some of these kids were taken advantage of, and like what was that like for you?
So I feel like you could help me talk about this here.
So it's interesting because we filmed with a squad where the squad mom, and they call her mom, even though it's not their real mom, was really lovely.
They were so sweet.
And the kids were really sweet. So we had a little bit of a different experience. However, that being said, I realized that there's no mom supervising. There's really no, even if they're on a meal break, they're still instructed to get content.
Yes.
So like,
it's like
really
social media. It's like more TikTok and Instagram during like meal breaks. And then after meal breaks, it's just back on YouTube, back on camera. And then they're always filming. It's like a 10-hour video thing.
It is weird that there is no mom being like, let's try to do some child labor laws here.
So that's a really important part of this documentary is I wish they like dug a little deeper to say that those squads are now, why did Sadie film with them? Because down here in Florida, it's the Wild Wild West.
And you can do it.
Now they're all moving down here. The squad she filmed with actually bought a house in Florida.
So they were in LA. No, that documentary was in LA, but the Rock Squad has now bought a house in Florida.
Correct. Yes. So they film in both locations. And so you're able to get away with a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to get away with in New York, in California, and Chicago.
There's nobody that has the voice to regulate you supervising, which is why you can't get caught.
Do you blame the parents? Like, whose fault is this?
So as a parent, I will say that after watching the documentary, while I thought those moms have so many incredible points that needed to be brought attention to, at the end of the day, like, they let their kids like travel probably alone a lot of the time with these random people. And so I have to listen. Like, I take what they say with a grain of salt, because I would never let her just randomly travel with some other woman. Even if I trusted that woman, I still want to be there to see what she's filming, what's going to be, publicly posted.
So technically, if they weren't there, then they couldn't see what was going on, and they had to hear it from other people.
So when you recorded for a squad before, Jess, were you there? Like
That's why they didn't like her so much because I'm not
because the mom was around.
Right. And a lot of those moms, some of them were like, well, I had a job or I had another kid or whatever. You cannot, this is a full-time job. If I was so disturbed when she first starting it to see, this is just public information, that how many perps are on those pages and me scrolling through when she did a live
When I
to
did,
actually
she always
watch the
has
live
to
and make
supervise
sure
my live.
I have to
And
because
watch it.
it's disgusting.
I don't think I realized that either.
I did. That's why I was about to say there are a lot of pervs out there, and they're watching.
All the kids
at a certain age, and to me, that is very disturbing.
Scary.
In addition, who's making money? Are you making money?
These kids, the Rock Squad kids, make a lot of money.
And where is that money going to the parent or the kid?
Parents.
Right.
Right now, because there's no child labor laws.
That's right.
To the parents.
And that was the whole thing that happened on the documentary with Jensen and his mom. Is everybody thought that his mom was stealing his money, and he made that clear, and he showed proof of bank transfer documents, whatever, adult stuff. And then Jensen's mom made a video responding saying, I don't believe what you're saying. It's not true. It's weird how that.
It's just very hard because their generation, she loves doing this.
Right.
It's so fun.
And I do think it's a talent. Some of them do have a natural talent of just engaging an audience. That is a talent. I get annoyed when people say oh, they do nothing. No, I couldn't do some of the things that she does. I just don't naturally have that in me. So I know that she loves it. And I do think this generation is moving in that direction.
You can't really escape
it.
Right. So wait, did you say to Sadie you're no longer doing this anymore? How did that happen?
There were a few recent videos that I didn't love that Rock Squad posted that I just thought were not themed what I would like my 9 or 10-year-old to be watching, which that's the targeted audience.
Right.
So because of that, I'd have to be really picky about what she's filming with them. But I know she likes the girls. They're friends.
But Sadie, after watching the documentary, aren't you happy that you have a mom like your mom to kind of protect you?
Happy that she is there for me. Okay, this is unrelated, but I really was a little bit sad when she told me that I couldn't film with them anymore because, well, not entirely, just saying that okay, well, this is now the situation. And me making friends with those girls was fun for me, and being able to just okay, this is your line. You got this. Just say this. Some ways it's fun for me. And to have that whole other perspective on it after watching the documentary is kind of scary.
We've also seen kids
Different
get
thing.
excommunicated from the squad because they filmed with ex-squad members.
Exactly.
And because of that, I wouldn't ever want her to be in that position where maybe an opportunity presents itself and she can't do it because this isn't a kid that, used to film and now is doing something more legit or whatever it is. It's a really dicey.
Ooh. So squads are like Scientology. You can't leave.
It's a cult.
It's a cult.
They said it on the documentary how you're supposed to sign a contract you can't leave.
You're signing a contract?
The momager wanted them to sign something.
Wow. Now, luckily, none of this was available when you and Marni were in middle school, whatever, because it would have been a nightmare. A nightmare for
Marni especially.
Both of you. Now,
because I would have sat there and been in whatever she told me to be in.
Your mother and I would have gone crazy.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you both remember.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Pictures were taken.
I know where this is going.
Do you know, as soon as before you open your mouth,
I know what she was going to say.
I knew exactly. And I'm cleaning out my house now and found some of those pictures.
When I saw those pictures originally, I went crazy.
We were in 8th grade.
Crazy.
Well, we need to give some...
Hold on, we were not in 8th grade. We were in high school. There was no.
We were in 9th grade.
And there was no. Thank God, there was no internet, Facebook, blah, blah,
I just
blah.
want to give some context. Our friend Melody, I'm friends with her on Instagram. She was taking a photography class and
But
they
they were
needed to take some
very
pictures.
provocative.
And it was the year that Janet Jackson dropped her Rolling Stone cover.
I love how you're rationalizing this. I just thought I looked really good.
I get that.
Janet was topless, wearing jeans, and we were topless
in high school.
but we were holding our boobies.
Stop it.
Everything was covered, fully covered. And it was a good
Big
job.
scene.
Your mother and I went crazy.
Still to this day, first of all, I know they're adults, but people do like boudoir shoots now.
Yeah.
But I really I love those pictures of me. Like, I just think that they're
They were
artistic.
beautiful. I don't mean that.
very artistic.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody saw them. It wasn't like we were giving them to boys. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the point.
We weren't taking them for anybody but us.
That's because
Yes,
there was
it's
no,
very
that's because there were no cell phone, none of that.
Yeah.
However, if they would have been
No, but like they were printed. Like we could have shown our guy friends, and we just didn't.
but it's not being passed around to 7 gazillion people
Right.
around the
I
world.
understand.
No.
I understand.
It's a very different world.
So, Sadie, I thank you girls so much. Sadie, tell us about your next steps. What do you want out of your singing, your dancing, you're doing all these things? Thanks to you, my son loves and breathes Meeting Girls and The Descendants.
Oh, by the way, when I see you, Sadie, I love watching you. Anytime, Mom.
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm assuming, Jess, you're posting it. Maybe you are. I don't even know anymore. But I love
She's
it.
amazing. Tell people where they could find you.
Sadie Rose Gubenko.
Okay. Momager here. Doesn't let me speak for myself. Okay. You can find me on Instagram at Sadie Rose Gubenko official.
So thanks, Gubenko ladies. We love you.
Love you.
Bye. All right. So they're great. If you haven't watched Bad Influence, it's still in the top 10 on Netflix.
Right.
Don't give me shit about the ranking. It's real.
I think it's all bullshit. But that's a whole other
Oh,
story.
my God.
I'm sorry, I had
All
to
right.
say that.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Marni.
No, this is about what we're watching. Now.
Okay.
Okay. So
But you know,
it's over a year. What?
say that every week.
She's got the
I
giggles.
can't get it in my head. I can't remember.
It's so funny. So have you heard about this show? It's out already. And a lot of people have asked me if I've seen it. Happy Face Killer with Dennis Quaid on Paramount.
No, because I don't really hook on to. I mean, I just don't. That's not one of my.
Many people have told me I should watch this.
Okay.
So I'm going to probably watch it. Tonight, it's Sunday. We've got the rehearsal with Nathan Fielder on Max. It's at 10:30 at night. If you have not seen
Wait, what is the rehearsal?
the rehearsal I've told you about,
I don't remember.
it's okay. So this is season 2. This is a real type of satire that I don't know if you would understand.
Oh, I know.
This guy,
There's so many things
So
I don't
many layers
understand
of
anymore.
brilliance.
this guy is got a real sense of humor that is weird. But we are obsessed. He takes situations. He's got hire a bunch of actors to pretend to be people, and
A ridiculously large budget.
it's such an amazing show.
Do me a favor, just
I'll text it to you.
Yeah, because otherwise,
I wonder if you would like it.
Well,
It's so funny.
okay.
Last year, Casey got me a cameo from a woman that was in season 1 of the rehearsal. It was so wild. Big news on April 22nd, the Karen Reed retrial starts, and it is going to be televised. And you bet your ass I'll be following this. On Thursday, that's Thursday, April 24th. I think this is a show you're going to like. At Toilette on Prime Video, it's with Amy Palladino's next series on ballet. She did Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yes, which
she did
I
Gilmore
liked her.
Girls.
Yes, okay.
This is about dancers and the staff of a renowned ballet company. And I think I'm seeing a lot about this. I think this is going to be our next show.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Wow. Thanks, Val. Thanks,
Thanks, Mark.
guys. Share,
Bye.
like, love. Please share with people that you think would enjoy this podcast, please, because we don't have ads. We're not making any money. We just want to get the word out.
And Grammy's tired of doing this.
Shut up.
My Felicia, bye, Felicia.